Maybe we should close the door. Oh. I think we are ready to start. Welcome to Bauhausgalan and Wanda Diamond League of Stockholm, edition 2023. And we look forward to have excellent competitions, and we are of course curious about the weather, and I can tell you that it's totally randomly controlled, so we have to wait until 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow to see what it's really going to be like. Of course we look forward to our super Swedes and our super Norwegian in these competitions, but we also have very many interests of other disciplines, such like high jump men. We have 3,000 steeplechase that we look very much forward to, and of course among women's discipline, many of them too. This year we have 44 countries represented across all athletes, so I think that's the best number of spread in total number of countries for quite some years. And we have for this year being certified for sustainability by a company called Green Time. So Bauhausgalan is now certified for sustainability, so we're really proud of that, the process that we have worked with for the last year until this year's competitions. We also have decided to introduce the wave lights, which you have seen among the other Diamond League meetings. So wave lights will be present at this year's edition, and that will be interesting to see how that can support the athletes. We also, after last year's competitions, we had the City of Stockholm to change the surface at the Olympic Stadium. So we have brand new track now, and we expect or are very curious about what kind of results that can be delivered with new tracks. And it's the Konica brand with their surface V Max, so that is what is on the surface. So we look very much forward to see if that can help the athletes to perform. Today with me I have also Stefan Holm. I think he doesn't need that very much of more introduction than that, and he will help me to host this press conference. For all the one-to-ones, I have Jan-Erik Eriksson. You know him since many years, so he will try to organize it. And we are super happy to have so many of you here in the room. And we will do 4 sessions with athletes here at the table, and then you can go out, have your one-to-ones. And in the last round, we will have Mondo, Duplantis, among others. So we hope we can have a sort of allocation that will fit into all your pre-booked one-to-ones. Any questions so far from the floor? Then I think we are ready for the first athletes. Kristjan, please. Sandra, in the middle.
So, does this work? I hope so. Welcome, Kristjan, Sandra, and Daniel. Let's start with the ladies. We call you the Queen of Diamond League. You have thrown 70 Diamond League meetings so far. You won, among a lot of other stuff, 6 European Championships. What keeps you motivated?
First, thank you for the nickname, the Queen of the Diamond League. Yeah, it's a truly be honored to compete so many times at the Diamond League meets, because they are one of the best in the world. And I won 6 of these trophies, so I'm still chasing for the 7th, because you know all the discus throwers love the number 7, so I think that's my main goal. What keeps me motivated, because I really love what I do, and the discus throw is sense of my life, and I'm enjoying every day. Sometimes have to, you can have a bad days, but the most of the time is the good days. And when you're competing with in this company with these guys, traveling around the world and showing the rest of the world how good you are and how prepared you train for these meets, I think there is nothing more beautiful in life than the work to do the job you love the most.
So maybe a horse question then, but how long do you see your career going on?
So far, maybe 10 more years. So
70 more Diamond League meets then.
I think something like that. But if you now it's only like 5 Diamond League meets or 6 per year, but usually we have 7. So I think 10 years will be enough.
So Kristjan, welcome to Stockholm, the hometown of the Olympic champion Daniel. It's quite windy outside this today. How much do you look forward to wins like this tomorrow?
Today?
I mean, of course, wind is always welcome. Of course, if it's no rain, even better. But yeah, we're gonna see. I think it's gonna be a good competition tomorrow.
You are the world #1 this year. What will it take to beat Daniel tomorrow?
I mean, a lot. There's like a good field of throwers. 3 over 71, 5 over 70 total. So it's gonna take a lot. I think over 70 for sure.
We've spoken a lot about the battle of the champions, the Olympic champion, the world champion, also the European champion, Alekna here. So Daniel, how eager are you to win the battle of the champions on your home track tomorrow?
First of all, I'm really excited to throw at my hometown, and it's a strong field, and it's gonna be crazy fun.
You have changed your coach to this season. Could you tell us a little bit more about what have you changed in your training, upset and so on?
Well, I haven't changed so much. It's more like I enjoy the sport more now than I used to do, and I just love throwing and discus. Like Sandra said, I'm just going to continue many years and enjoy it more. And yeah, be out, throw, and have fun.
Leave it to the floor. Any questions for Daniel, for Sandra, or for Kristjan?
Then I think we leave it to John Eric for one-to-ones.
So some one-to-ones, yes. Yeah. So we're trying to do the one-on-ones.
Okay.
In the back, if it's okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Then we move over there.
So there will be a break in the front for a few minutes, like 15 minutes.
Day in Lausanne.
Yes,
You're already here.
most definitely. These views ain't gonna pay themselves.
You're tired?
I am exhausted, but I'll just, get my rest and I'll be ready to roll tomorrow.
You also have the feeling that you're running better and better for each race this year. Do you have the same feeling?
Yes. I mean, the kind of event I do, it's a very dynamic event, and you have to be race sharp to, be on top of your game. You cannot just be running fast to practice. You need, to get races in, and it has to be, a back-to-back races.
I spoke to our meeting director, Janek, here. He told me that the stadium record is 12:38. I'm just telling you.
I mean, I don't go to competitions worried about times. I just try to focus on myself, my hurdles, execution, and whatever you see on the clock is what my 100% is.
And talking about the stadium record, Karsten, you lost yours last year here to Alison dos Santos. Do you want to take it back? 46.80.
Of course I do. And yeah, I took the record here in 2020, I think, during the pandemic, and then he stole it from me last year. So of course I want it back.
You had a pretty rough 2022, and you started quite late on Bislett this year.
Yep.
How come?
Last year I was unfortunate enough to pull my hamstrings. Don't recommend that to any athletes. It's no good. This year, starting late, it's just because I chose to do the indoor season, and I think it's very difficult because for me, what triggers me and what makes me love competing is when I can step up to the line and know that I can really perform. And to be able to do that, you need to train, you need to have energy, you need to rest, and that's why I chose to begin late and try to have some space between my races. No offense to you running that yesterday.
I guess that the World Championship is your main goal this season. What races have you left before for Budapest?
So we have the nationals already next week, so that's going to be a bit tight actually. And
you're only doing the hurdles there, not 400-meter flat?
I think it's going to be the hurdles, yeah. That's what I know how to do the best. Welcome. And then it's Monaco. That's the next Diamond League. I think there's also going to be the last Diamond League with the 400-meter hurdles before the World Champs. So that's my plan going forward, and I think it's a solid plan. So we'll see.
So good luck then.
Yeah, thanks.
And we'll leave it to the floor again, and no one will ask any questions anyway. So I guess we leave it to 1-to-1. Jan-Erik.
Oh, thank God.
So, we're opening up the podium again for 4 new athletes. Reetta Hurske from Finland, Jazmin Sawyers from Great Britain, Maryna Bekh-Romanchuk from Ukraine, and Soufiane Bakkali from Morocco. Let's start with you, Soufiane. You had a great race in Rabat early this season. And you were speaking about the world record to break that here in Stockholm. But then it got broken by Girma in Paris. You're still chasing the world record now here in Stockholm.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't speak English. I speak with my family.
Yeah, we have an interpreter, so that's okay.
So it was a good start after Rabat race. So of course he's looking forward to achieve a good result here in Stockholm. Yeah, of course he's looking forward to get the record back, of course.
We will also have the wave lights here in Stockholm for the first time. What does that mean for you as a long distance runner?
بيساعدك على الويف لايتس الموجودين هنا دلوقتي في ستوكهولم ده بيعني لك ايه؟
بالفعل الويف لايت هو يساعد كثير الحين.
So that the wave light is really good support.
ونسمع يعني ملتقى الرباط وملتقى الدوحة وكذلك حتى هنا.
So yeah, like he saw this in Rabat, he saw this in Doha, and also here as well in Stockholm. So he thinks it's a good support.
Thank you. Maryna from Ukraine, and we all know what's going on in Ukraine. Could you tell us a little bit about how it is to be an athlete from a country that actually lives through a war at the moment?
Now it's a really difficult time, I think, for all athletes who live in Ukraine, because all the time it's not possible to think about only for your goals, for your dream. You all the time worried about your family, about your country, and you can try to think about all. You can try to good training, and I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very happy to feel support in competition and my fans, and for me it's really important.
So where are you based now? Here in Europe?
Yes, I'm training now in Germany with my husband, because my husband swimmers, and he training with Germany coach, and we stay and living now in Germany.
You have also started doing a little bit triple jumping. You won the European Championship last year. Which is your main event for the future, long jump or triple jump?
I don't know. Now we can try to jump 2 events, but sometimes I more like and I'm more good feeling triple jump, but maybe in my future I more concentrate in triple jump, but now we can try double.
And Jazmin, European indoor champion, and finally 7 meters.
Finally.
How was that?
It was so special for me. 7 meters is that distance that all female long jumpers are striving for. And it's something that I have felt I've been capable of for so long and just never been able to do it. So to get it in a moment where I wasn't expecting it, and to take a gold medal at the same time, just incredible. But I got to keep it up. You know, that's not where it ends. So I got to keep going.
That was actually my next question, because the first time I won a major title, it was really, really hard to keep on motivating myself. Mm-hmm. So how has that been since Istanbul in March?
The motivation isn't a problem. I think if anything, it's given me more motivation, because it helps that it was an indoor title, and then you still have, you get straight back to training for the outdoors. I think if I don't know, won something right at the end of a cycle, and then I was going off on holiday, maybe I'd struggle with motivation. But the idea of going straight back home and back into training, thinking, okay, this is what you can do indoors, imagine what could happen outdoors. The motivation hasn't been an issue. I think more motivated than ever.
So again, from the meeting director, the stadium record here in Stockholm was set in 1989. It's 7:05 in women's long jump. I'm just saying that.
Good to know. Well, who knows? We've got a really strong field of many women who are very capable of that distance. I would like to put myself in that category, and so let's have a go.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Reetta, from Finland, also European indoor champion. I have a feeling you know, Sweden versus Finland in athletics, that Finland is coming again. Is that your feeling too?
Hope so, yeah.
You won. You have Vilma Murto who won last year as well, and yeah, what have happened over the last few years in Finland? Why are you coming back now?
Actually, I don't know. We have trained many years. Maybe that's
Coincidence. You also have had a really strong team in especially the women's hurdles over the last few years.
Yep.
Is that also a good thing? You keep pushing yourself?
Yeah, of course. We have now all the 4 girls back, so I think this year is good.
So the one who's best in Finland is one of the best in Europe?
Yep.
What is your feelings about this competition? You're meeting the world record holder, Tobi Amusan, tomorrow?
We have a good lineup, and I'm happy to be part of it, so I'm expecting good results.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Any questions from the floor? I know that the answer to that question is always no, but I keep telling it anyway. So thank you very much. We leave this to Jan-Erik to one-on-ones. He's coming over here. So our final three, as we say in the Diamond League world: Gianmarco Tamberi, Sanghyeok Woo, and of course the pole vaulter, Mr. Duplantis. But I'm going to save you for a while. So, Jimbo.
Hi, man.
Hi, man. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks.
Well, last year you split with your coach, who also happened to be your father.
Mm-hmm.
Why and how was that?
The most difficult question as first.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stefan.
You're a tough guy. I know that.
You're a friend, yeah. So, yeah, as I told last year, it's been a difficult decision to take, but in the end, I think that it was the smartest because we ended in a moment where it wasn't good for both of us to continue to work together. And honestly, I feel much more confident and motivated now with the new coaches. We are working as a team, and that's, I think, is a very big deal when you're 31 to have motivation.
Is this also part of why you started this season so late? You didn't compete indoors and you started just last week.
Yeah, I want to hide myself. I'm joking. Yeah, 100% yes. We want to come out when we were ready. We want to work in the shadow. I mean, just being a group that knows how to work together, and we didn't just start to compete whenever the competition starts. So we wait that we were 100% ready, and I think we have done the best decision because last week we started very well in Silesia with the first victory, and I hope tomorrow we can continue with this if Sanghyeok is okay with it.
It's still 1.5 months to go to the World Championships in Budapest. What is your plans leading up to the World Championships? Because that's the only title that you're missing.
Yeah, I know. Thank you for reminding me. And yeah,
I miss it too. So
yeah, I will try to do it also for you. So yeah, I will compete tomorrow here. Then I will go to Silesia, to Chorzo, and to the Diamond League. I really love that track, so I'm looking forward to compete there again with these big opponents. And I still don't know about London, but for sure there will be another competition after Chorzo. We are deciding which one, and then I go straight to the World Championship. As you said, is the main goal of the year. So I'm really focused on it. I really want to give my under 10% in that competition.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sanghyeok, welcome to Sweden.
Hi.
I think it's
Hello.
your first time in Sweden.
Yeah, first time in Sweden.
So you equaled the world season best last week with 2:33.
Yeah, last
Could
week.
you tell us a little bit more about that competition back home in South Korea?
네. 엄청 나쁘지 않은 경기였고 237도 도전할 수 있어가지고 나쁘지 않은 경쟁이었고 너무 좋았고 이번을 또 바로 스웨덴 다이아몬드 리그를 뛸 수 있어서 너무 기쁩니다.
So I personally believe it wasn't bad at all, and I'm very grateful that I was able to do an attempt of 237 as well. And in bringing that good spirit, I'm very glad that I'm here for Sweden and Diamond League here.
What are your goals for tomorrow's competition? You have been second place in the first 2 Diamond League meets this year.
두 분 다 이제 2등했는데 내일은 어떻게 예상?
한번 항상 뭐 생각하지만 우승을 맨날 1위를 하는 것도 좋지만 뭐 서로 재밌는 경쟁을 하면서 하는 게 저는 또 재밌는 높이뛰기만의 매력이라고 생각해서 그 순위는 나중에 생각을 하는 편이라 일단은 다 같이 기록을 냈으면 하는 바람이 있고 또 재밌게 경쟁을 치렀으면 좋겠습니다.
Well, as an athlete, looking forward to being on the first place is always a thing, but even more important than that is to have fun all together, like all the contenders having fun in the event. So even for tomorrow, I believe what I want from the event is to all have fun and also get everybody to have a good result out of it.
감사합니다.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
So, Mondo, welcome home to Sweden.
Thank you. Yeah, nice to be here.
6:12 and world season best last week in Ostrava.
Yeah.
What are your main goals for tomorrow?
Yeah, well, I feel good. I feel good jumping. I feel like as far as, I'm where I want to be at this part of the season, and going into tomorrow, I think of course I need to win. need to win. That's the most important. I think when every time I step out on the track at Stockholm Stadion, I feel like there's an extra type of pressure. It's almost like a championship type feeling, because I think you feel that kind of weight on your shoulders when you're jumping in front of a home crowd. So I want to go out there and I want to perform well. Of course, I want to jump something nice. I don't know exactly how it's going to be with the weather, so going to keep an eye on that. And I would love to be jumping not in rain. So hopefully we can be dry out there. It looks like it's going to hopefully stop before we start really getting into the meat of the competition. So go out there and just see what I can do, I guess.
Everyone expects big things from you in every single competition. How is it to live with that sort of pressure?
I mean, it kind of is what it is. I mean, I think that if I didn't want those expectations, I'd just have to jump lower. And I should stop jumping as high so often. So I think I kind of put that on myself a little bit. But I mean, I guess it's something that you try not to focus on too much, because I know that I'm going to go in every competition and I'm going to give it my all, and I'm going to try to jump as high as I possibly can. And whatever it ends up being, it ends up being. I can't really control anything other than that. And I think besides that, I expect high heights out of myself all the time. So I think that kind of outweighs anything else or any outside noise.
You're 23 years old. You have won pretty much everything. You have broken the world records a couple of times.
Yeah.
What keeps you motivated? You're going to do this for maybe 10 more years, right?
I hope so. I mean, I like it. I like competing. And I think that, in the situation that I'm in right now, where I'm jumping so well, it's just like, it's cool to be good at something, and it's fun. You go out there and I've been doing it for such a long time that I think it's part of my identity. It's part of my daily routine in a way. So it's hard to think of life without it, I guess. But for me, I'm in a situation where pole vaulting is such a tough and technical event where whenever you finally are able to start figuring it out, which feels like it wasn't, but just recently, basically. I mean, just the past couple of years, I would say, when I'm really starting to figure it out, and I feel like I really just have the feeling, and when I'm just on, to where it's like you just want to stay in that bubble. And so that's when it really starts to become fun, when you start to figure the event out. So I mean, I really like everything about it. I like being out there with the guys, competing. I like hanging out after the meets. I like the travel. I like trying to be the best version of myself. I like the whole process. So I feel like the hunger's there. But it's in a different type of way.
So thank you very much.
Cheers.
We'll leave you to the floor. They will not ask you any questions anyway, but they will afterwards. So Jan-Erik, the floor is yours. One-on-one interviews. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yep. Thank you. Thanks. What do we do?